Hi, boys and girls. I thought I would read to you guys from a book called Bad Pets True Tales of Misbehaving Animals. See, he's got a mugshot here. Looks naughty. Vinny should like this because he's kind of naughty too. So it makes me think of Vinny. All right, so the first story I'm going to read to you is Doggone It. Max the boxer had a license, but it wasn't the kind that gave him the right to drive off in his master's truck, which is exactly what he did. Charles McGowan of Azusa, California, was driving his pickup with his canine buddy sitting next to him in the front seat when he made a stop at a mini mart one day in 2008. McGowan put the gear selector in neutral and applied the emergency brake before leaving Max in the truck and going into the store. The 80-pound boxer just couldn't pass up an opportunity for a little fun. As he moved along the front seat, he hit the brake lever. With the pickup in neutral, the vehicle began to roll backwards on the slanting parking lot. The truck headed out of the lot, across 4 lanes of traffic, and into the parking area of a fast food restaurant across the street. Imagine McGowan's surprise when he stepped out of the store and discovered that both his truck and his dog were missing. Assuming the pickup had been stolen, he called the police. Shortly after showing up, the officers looked across the street and spotted the vehicle and its unlikely driver. Both dog and truck didn't have a scratch on them. Just to confirm that the dog had indeed driven the pickup across the street, the police studied security video from the store, and doggone it if it didn't show Max in the driver's seat as the truck rolled backward into the street. Luckily, Max managed to miss running into other cars before the vehicle came safely to a stop in the other lot. Other than suffering the bad feeling of thinking his truck and dog were stolen, McGowan said things could have been much worse. I was just thinking of the trouble Max could have caused, he told the press. The pickup could have hurt somebody. The timing had to be just perfect to avoid hitting other cars. So he accidentally drove the car, didn't he? Can you imagine a dog driving a car? This one's called Driving Barefooted. A bear smashed its way into a minivan, gobbled up a bag of Halloween candy that was inside, and then took the vehicle for a joyride before dumping it on the side of the road and fleeing into the woods. In 2007, an officer in Vernon, New Jersey, was patrolling the Highway Lakes section at 2 a.m. when he found a 2004 Mazda minivan parked at an odd angle on the shoulder of the road. The minivan front passenger side window was smashed. Upon further investigation, the officer discovered plenty of clues that pointed to a big, hairy suspect. There were paw prints on the windshield, gobs of drool on the cloth interior, claw marks on the door panels, and black hair on the seats, not to mention candy wrappers everywhere. The officer concluded that earlier in the night, the Bruin was snooping around the minivan, which was parked in the driveway. The animal broke into the vehicle after it spotted a bag of Halloween candy that had been left in the front seat. While gobbling up the goodies, the bear dislodged the parking brake, causing the minivan to roll down the sloping driveway and into the road. The beast then drove the vehicle in reverse for about 40 feet before the Mazda came to a stop off the road. In a tongue-in-cheek press release titled Black Bear Goes for a Joyride, the police department said the officer followed the candy wrapper trail into the woods, but wasn't able to locate the black bear. Detective Sean Talt told the Star-Ledger, "We've had animals break into houses, but this is the first time we've ever had an animal take the car like that." I bet Vinny would try to break into a car for some candy because he loves candy. The last story is Raising a Stink. What animal do you think is stinky? A skunk sneaked on board a commercial jet line and created such a smelly situation that it grounded the plane for a couple of hours. At Miami International Airport, baggage handlers were loading an American Airlines plane bound for Colombia one afternoon when they discovered a skunk in the back of the cargo hold. Since it didn't have a ticket, they tried to kick the stowaway off the plane. Even though the critter was outnumbered, it wasn't going to leave without raising a stink. And being a skunk, it did what any red-blooded American skunk is supposed to do when threatened. It discharged its disgusting odor. The awful stench didn't just overpower the baggage handlers. It was so strong that the smell spread to the cabin, where the passengers were settling into their seats. Needless to say, the passengers were not willing to remain seated, now that they were holding their noses and gagging. The flight attendants quickly ushered everyone off the plane. Meanwhile, an airport employee managed to safely remove the skunk from the plane and transport it to another location. An airline spokesman said no one could figure out how the critter managed to sneak aboard without being spotted. Although the skunk had been taken away, it took more than 2 hours before the crew could get rid of the rotten smell in the cabin and cargo hold. In a classic understatement, the airline spokesman said, "It smelled real bad in there." I thought these stories were funny, and I'll read you some more stories out of this Bad Pets book. Maybe you guys can tell your mom or dad or whoever's at home with you what your favorite story was I just read. All right, bye guys.